Welcome to the Privacy News Online Weekly Recap, where we bring the latest privacy news stories from around the world. My name is Brian Tong, and I'm your host. Without further ado, here's the latest from Privacy News Online. How the government legally tracks your smartphone use with the Anomaly 6 SDK. Some of the apps on your smartphone could be sending information back to the government. The Wall Street Journal reports that the US government is actively tracking smartphones through a software development kit, or SDK, which is bundled with many popular apps. This SDK was added by a government contractor called Anomaly 6, and this type of tracking is technically legal because it's being done through a third party. But the worst part about this news is that we still don't know which specific apps are working with Anomaly 6. Are we even surprised? Come on. New Jersey Supreme Court rules that passcodes aren't protected by Fifth Amendment. The top court in New Jersey has decided that those in the Garden State can be compelled by the court to unlock their phones. New Jersey joins Virginia and Massachusetts as states that don't believe the Fifth Amendment applies to phone passcodes. There are just as many states that have ruled the other way though, but it doesn't look like we'll have a uniform interpretation of the Fifth Amendment at the federal level for a while. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I should probably change that. Court finds UK police use of facial recognition technology breaches privacy rights, data protection laws, and equality laws. Police misuse of facial recognition technology has been dealt a blow in the UK. Privacy advocates were recently vindicated when an appeals court agreed that facial recognition technology breaches certain rights and laws. The case was brought by a human rights organization called Liberty and represents a major victory for privacy from law enforcement in the UK. Now, hopefully, other countries can pass or enforce facial recognition laws to stop the misuse of this technology before it ends up being used on the streets. So, P&O wants to know, do you think police should be allowed to use facial recognition technology? Comment below, and your comment could be read during next week's episode. And if we read your comment, you'll get one month free VPN service from private internet access, because last week we asked you, what's the worst thing that could happen if you couldn't game anonymously? In response, Stev18 wrote, not sure if you can get swatted in China, but if you can, that's probably the worst thing that could happen if you can't game anonymously. I get the feeling lots of campers are gonna get called out IRL, in real life. And that is a great point, Stev18. There's lots of online privacy implications of losing anonymity online, but we shouldn't forget that there can be in real life consequences from that loss. So thank you for your comment, Stev18. Since we read your comment during this week's episode, you will be receiving 1 month VPN subscription to private internet access for free. Let's check out the latest cybersecurity news from Josh, a cybersecurity expert from Intego, developers of award-winning security software.
Here are this week's top cybersecurity stories, brought to you by Intego. The NSA and FBI have released details about new Russian espionage malware for Linux, dubbed Drovorub. It includes a Linux kernel module rootkit and is capable of exfiltrating files from a target system. The report calls out the Russian GRU as the threat actor, also known as Fancy Bear and APT28. Meanwhile, there's also new Mac malware dubbed XCSSET, and it's a doozy. Among other capabilities, XCSSET infects Xcode projects, exploits Safari zero-day vulnerabilities, and steals data from apps like Evernote, Skype, Telegram, and WeChat. You can protect your Mac from XCSSET with Intego Virus Barrier. P&O viewers can get a special discount using the link in the video description. That's it for now. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Josh. And if you want to learn more about Intego, check out the links below. Now back to facial recognition news, this time about Facebook. Instagram faces $500 billion lawsuit for gathering facial biometrics data without consent. A class action lawsuit has been filed in Illinois against Facebook, alleging that Instagram uses facial biometrics data from uploaded photos and videos without consent. While those that use Instagram give up certain privacy rights when they use the platform, the issue is that a picture that includes the face of your friend who hasn't given consent to Facebook or Instagram could be used for facial recognition data. If that sounds familiar, it's because Facebook, previously had to pay a $650 million fine for doing the same thing with Facebook pictures. That's a shocker. New attack can decrypt 4G LTE calls to eavesdrop on conversations. A new attack that researchers are calling Revolti lets hackers eavesdrop on your phone calls made over 4G LTE. Get it? It's the word revolt with LTE at the end, so it's revolt-T. Now, usually those calls are encrypted, but a security gap in 4G towers lets attackers decrypt conversations. This security vulnerability has a fix that can be implemented, but there are likely still 4G networks that are vulnerable. Good thing the security researchers actually released an app so you can check if your 4G provider has fixed this revolting attack vector yet. TikTok found to have tracked Android users' MAC addresses until late last year. TikTok tracked Android users with consent and in defiance of Google's policies for over 15 months. MAC addresses are a unique identifying number tied to every internet-connected device, not just MacBooks. And TikTok used a bug in Android phones to be able to read the MAC addresses of devices that had TikTok installed and sent that information back to China. This unique identifier is used for ad tracking and is considered to be personal data by many privacy laws around the world. TikTok has yet to comment directly on this wide-scale privacy violation. That's it for the news. Now we have a special message about facial recognition from Evan Greer, the Executive Director for Fight for the Future.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Evan Greer. I'm the Deputy Director here at Fight for the Future. And what I need everyone to do is go to banfacialrecognition.com right now. That's because legislation has finally been introduced that would stop the cops and the feds from using facial recognition surveillance to monitor all of us, to watch where we go and what we do and what our politics are and who we talk to. That's technology that is too invasive to be in the hands of the authorities, and that's why we've been fighting to get it banned. We finally have a bill that would do it, but that bill is only going to pass if lawmakers hear from you right now. So again, go to banfacialrecognition.com. You can easily contact your senators and representatives and tell them to co-sponsor legislation to ban law enforcement use of facial recognition in the US.
Thank you, Evan. And if you think law enforcement should be banned from using facial recognition, you can let your lawmakers know using the contact form on banfacialrecognition.com. The contact form comes with a pre-filled message, so it only takes a few seconds to do your part to help ban facial recognition. Do check it out. The link is in the description. Now you're up to date on the latest privacy and cybersecurity news. Privacy News Online is brought to you by Private Internet Access, the award-winning no-log VPN service who reminds you to, always use protection. Whether you use the internet to stream, torrent, or just browse, a VPN subscription from Private Internet Access will hide your IP address and location, block ads, malware, and trackers, and it will even unblock geo-restricted content so you can stream your favorite shows wherever you are in the world. So don't wait another second. Sign up for Private Internet Access now and get up to 2 months free using the link below, where you can also find a link to learn more about all the stories in this week's Privacy News Online. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brian Tong, and we'll see you next week.